And we are live, and welcome guys to another Google Hangouts live stream here on my channel. Of course, I am Robbie1 Kenobi, and with Fastlane out of the way, with Elimination Chamber complete, we are on the road to WrestleMania. So, my good friends and I here on the YWC, the Four Horsemen, of course you know us as, we were thinking with WrestleMania being just, 4 weeks away now, we wanted to share some of our favorite WrestleMania memories. Now, we did something similar to this for the Royal Rumble, but that was one video. For the next 4 weeks, me, Daniel, Gene, and Mike are going to be hosting a different Mania Memories video on our respective channels. And today we're going to kick it off on my channel here with our top 10 favorite WrestleMania matches. And of course, joining me, like I said, are the aforementioned brethren of the Four Horsemen of the YWC. Of course, we've got Daniel Giza. Daniel.
What's going on, guys? It's great to be part of another video collaboration for WrestleMania.
We've got Mike, a.k.a. the Club of the Man 1993.
What's up, guys?
And, of course, we have, I start to call him Mean Gene now, of PSP Wrestling Show. Gene, thanks for joining us.
It's WrestleMania time, damn it. Damn it. Glad to be here.
And, of course, if you guys remember, Gene couldn't join us for our last stream, which was the WrestleMania 33 card predictions. But Gene, glad to have you back. Glad to have all you guys back. Excuse me, and in honor of that,
I'm back.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
All right. So, like I said, guys, this is going to be part of a special four-part series where we share our Mania memories. It was Daniel who actually came up with the idea of 4 separate videos instead of one big video. Because if we did a live stream, we're talking 10 hours maybe.
Yeah,
we're going overtime like Russell. That would be insane. So we're gonna start our series off, our Mania memory series off today with our top 10 favorite WrestleMania matches. So I mean that needs no further explanation. So without any further ado, we'll start off with Daniel. Then Gene, then Mike, and of course I'll go last. So Daniel, kick us off, kind sir. What is number 10 on your list of favorite WrestleMania matches?
I gotta say, before we get into number 10, I cheated here, and I had to add one more. It was just so tough to only pick 10. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do my number 11 and then go number 10. I had to put this match on here. It's a classic. It's from, in my opinion, the greatest WrestleMania, which we'll do for our top Mania pay-per-views video down the line. But this is from Mania 17. This is the TLC match for the Tag Team Championships. The Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys. Going back to watch this match, seeing as how I wasn't a fan at this time, and just seeing what these three teams were able to do in this match literally raised the bar not only for tag team wrestling, but for the various types of spots and risks and pain and punishment that you put on the line for the fans' entertainment. I mean, these teams went balls to the walls. Hell, Lita got involved. Who else? We had Rhino getting in there. It was pure pandemonium, pure chaos, one of the craziest matches. And I feel a match that really has yet to be topped when it comes to triple threat TLC. You know, in my opinion, it's probably the greatest TLC match of all time. And what better place to have it take place on than WrestleMania 17. So that's why I have to give a shout out for my number 11 pick for TLC 2, I believe. This was number 2.
TLC 2, yeah, definitely. Yes. That was you know, TLC 1 was a tough act to follow, but TLC 2 was just at that level. And you have, of course, how can you forget the classic highlight reel moment of Edge spearing Jeff Hardy?
Yeah.
They still show that clip today.
As they should.
Oh, yes, that's how iconic it is. I think it's in the WrestleMania commercial this year, is it? Is it?
I think so.
It always is.
There's so many commercials. As long as it's not that roller coaster one.
It makes me throw up every time I see it.
I'm ready to go.
That kind of felt like a 3D ride when I was watching it the first time. I was like, whoa.
I'm just like, what is this?
Motion sickness.
Motion sickness. All right. Since Daniel had an extra pick, Daniel, since we're all going by 10 now, 10.
No,
I have to say one thing. I love Ty Dillinger. I love the 10 chance, but I'm getting sick and tired of the fans doing 10 whenever it's on the main roster and the ref is counted. That's getting annoying now.
It's annoying. Yeah. I don't like that either.
So, Daniel, what is your number 10 pick?
You're going to like this one. To me, when I saw it at the time, I was like, match of the year. For me, this was the match of the year in 2012. And this match happened at WrestleMania 28. And it was the end of an era that night when Triple H and The Undertaker stepped inside Hell in a Cell. I still get goosebumps watching this match because when I watched it live, I was like, holy shit, this is just the story that was told inside of the ring. Triple H would go to any lengths necessary. He took that chair and mercifully just beat The Undertaker's body into submission. And then the spot we had Jim Ross on commentary, which made it even 10 times better. And then I know you guys remember this spot when it was Shawn Michaels who super kicked The Undertaker and Triple H hit the pedigree. In that fleeting moment, I thought, that's it. That's it. Streak's over. He's going to die. Oh, yeah. 1, 2. No, take your kicks out at 2 and 3 quarters.
Oh, my God.
I thought it was over, man. I stood up in my seat when I saw that. I was like,
that's it. That's got to be it.
False finish. Oh,
nope.
Yeah.
Best false finish I've ever seen, in my opinion. Like, that was just, I thought it was over. I was like, oh, my God, he's going to end the streak. And when Taker kicked out, I was like, my jaw dropped. I was like,
holy shit. Wow.
Man.
It was an emotional roller coaster ride. It goes without saying. And even when I go back and watch it, I still get back into that match. I can get easily back into that match, get caught up in the emotion, the near falls, the drama, the visual of Shawn, Triple H, and Undertaker walking up the rampway. That was a great moment. And it was a great match. Yeah, that's why it's my number 10.
That was the match of the year and the match of the night at WrestleMania 28. That was a great match.
Definitely.
It was.
All right. Sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead.
All right, Gene, so what is your number 10 pick?
Okay, my number 10 pick is the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21. The match Chris Jericho came up with, designed for like different type of wrestlers to get over in a different way. The idea of putting a briefcase, not a championship, a briefcase at the top of whatever apparatus, and 6 people, I think it was 6 at the time. They changed the number in the future, but 6 people go at it, and the winner of that wins the briefcase and has a championship match for up to 1 year, anytime, anywhere. It was a different dynamic. The match itself was great because you were just like, dang, who's going to win this match? And I think this is the one Edge won and became the first ever Mr. Money in the Bank winner and went on to, continue his legendary singles run that he had. And I believe he cashed it in on John Cena at New Year's Resolution. Or something like that, became WWE champion, just went on to do great things. And just not only the match itself, but just the ramifications or the aftermath of the match just completely blew me away. And just the idea of it on its own, it was just a great match. Revolutionary.
Definitely. All right. And Mike, what do you have as your number 10 pick?
All right, so as usual, mine are probably a little more recent than you guys, but number 10, I don't know why. Going back, and I really got into this feud, I guess because just how good I love heel Jericho, and especially how he was in this feud. But I'm going with CM Punk versus Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 28. I don't know why. I just love the acting by Jericho in this match. Like, they made it into a match where if Punk lost, Punk got disqualified, that he would lose the title as well. And just like everything that Jericho tried to do, the piss Punk off, and that whole feud just cracked me up. I remember one time there was a Jericho like looking up at Punk, and Punk had a chair in his head. He's like, "Help me, Punk! Help me, Punk! Your father's a drunk! Your father's a drunk!" Simple stuff like that. I don't know why. Decent match, probably definitely not the match of the night by far at WrestleMania 28, but it was just the acting and that, just the commentary, it was not really commentary, but just Jericho like really trying to push Punk's buttons, and that whole feud just cracked me up. So I put that as my number 10.
Yeah, that was definitely an awesome wrestling match between those two. And it was a wrestling match. You didn't need a gimmick or anything. But yeah, Jericho was really playing the dick heel in this match. Like, just really trying to push Punk's buttons to the point where he could get Punk to just snap and ultimately drop the title. So it was great. Heel Jericho has always been, some of Jericho's best work. And good old John Laurinaitis adding that stipulation.
I'm John Laurinaitis.
I'm Executive Vice President of Television.
People power.
The worst in the history of the company.
People power.
I gotta say, since we're doing impersonations, I gotta say one thing real quick before we get to my number 10. Daniel, I enjoyed your Bray Wyatt impersonation on your recent last week's review of SmackDown.
You're not Bray. I'm here, Randy Orton. You find my house.
Hold on. But Daniel, see, this is what you need to learn. Is if you're about to imitate the master, is you need to do it with the best of your abilities. Because if you don't, you will burn and you will fall like a firefly. And you will fall to Bray Wyatt.
Abigail.
I got you there, man.
Can't beat him. Join him.
You can
Once you
pray.
join him, got in the right spot. Screw him.
Can we just appreciate how Bray was just like, Randy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Randy, don't do this, man. Come on.
I can't wait to see, like I said, later tonight, the follow up. But just I gotta say before we go on to number 10, my number 10, I feel like Randy Orton last week he broke Bray Wyatt. 'Cause you've never seen Bray Wyatt. Even you said it, Daniel, when his chair got destroyed by Dean Ambrose. That was just a chair. You've never seen Bray Wyatt that emotional, that broken when the house where his sister is buried under, gets burned to the ground like that. Right. That was great. I don't think they'd ever do that on Raw. And that did bring back memories like the Attitude Era. Something that bold, that's going to capture you and get you invested in the feud. I thought that was a fucking savage ending.
It was.
Oh,
I went crazy.
My jaw was dropped the whole time.
Yeah. Randy Orton really played that up well.
That was great.
Played it up well. Yeah.
Production by the WWE. Just the way the camera was swaying side to side, and it wasn't just like a still image of him talking. The camera followed him, and he was just, oh man, the execution.
Some of those images of the dirt was like when the Wyatts first came to the main roster, which is great. That was a throwback. All right, but anyway, not getting lost off track. My number 10 pick is from WrestleMania 22. In my opinion, the best match of the night, and it was the most brutal match of the night. It was Edge versus Mick Foley in the hardcore match.
I watched that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
this was a match where I felt like Edge really proved himself as a future, main event player and everything. He had never been in a war like that. He had been in the TLC matches where his body had been racked with pain and everything, but he had never gotten taken to the limits that Mick Foley took him in that match. He goes for the spear, and when he hits the spear on Mick Foley early on, he started to like shake and stuff, and you see like there's blood from his arm, and Mick Foley's got the barbed wire wrapped around. It was just like the spots they did in that match were crazy. Edge bled, Mick Foley bled. Lita got involved. She bled for a little bit. It was just thumbtacks. Mick Foley really, really put Edge on a new level with that match.
Definitely.
That was an awesome match. It's, in my opinion, it's one of Edge's best matches because, like I said, it took him to a new level when he had to get down to that hardcore level to use, baseball bats and thumbtacks and whatever he could to beat Mick Foley at his own game. And then, of course, you have that sick highlight reel spot where
flaming table.
Foley's on the edge. He's on the apron. The table's on fire. Edge spears him through the middle rope.
Oh yeah.
Talk about destruction. Destructions.
Couldn't ask for a better finish. Awesome match. One of my favorites to go back and watch. Awesome match from both guys. And like I said, it took Edge to the next level. And I mean, highlight reel moment. Edge did a spear 5 WrestleManias prior off a ladder to the floor. And then 5 years later, he does a spear through the middle rope through a flaming table. I mean, that could have gone wrong. It could have gone bad, but it was awesome. Awesome spot.
Definitely.
An awesome match, like I said. Yeah.
Definitely.
I felt like with this match, real quick, it did for Edge what the match Foley had with Randy Orton did at Backlash 2004 for Orton, and further pushing him and establishing him as a future main event player. So Mick Foley, he's done a fine job of putting over the young up and coming talent in matches of that caliber. So kudos to him. And like I said, awesome match between him and Foley. Him and Edge, excuse me.
Definitely. I agree with you there.
Definitely.
All right.
Now we move on to your number 9 pick.
We're going on the number 9, and for number 9, we're going back to one of my favorite WrestleManias from the past couple of years, WrestleMania 30. And in my opinion, this is the second greatest opening match in the history of WrestleMania. And I'm, of course, talking about Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. I mean, before we even get into the match itself, that entrance for Triple H still gives me goosebumps with the skull and the women around him and the epic music playing, and it felt like this is WrestleMania. This is the 30th WrestleMania, and what better way to kick off that show than with Daniel Bryan going into the night. The stipulation was he had to beat Triple H, and if he did, he'd get inserted into that main event and make it a triple threat. But if Triple H won, the game would make it into the main event of WrestleMania 30. So there was a lot on the line, guys, and the match that these two had, it was a very technical, well-paced match. It told a great story. And when Bryan was able to finally exact his revenge, going all the way back to Triple H screwing him over at SummerSlam 2013, the arc of the story was complete. Daniel Bryan won the match, but of course Triple H injured him. So going into the triple threat match, Bryan was at a disadvantage. But I loved this match. In my opinion, it's the second best opening match in WrestleMania history. I have number 1 on my list, and you guys might be able to guess what that is, but I'll save that for later. But yeah, Bryan versus Triple H, an instant classic.
Definitely. Hell of an opener with Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss as Triple H's little escorts or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that Game of Thrones entrance. Triple H, he always does like the best epic entrances at WrestleMania. I mean, I know for a fact 31 when he did the Terminator was awesome. I was marking out for that live. But yeah, fantastic match between Daniel Bryan and Triple H, which told a great story and had a fitting conclusion, like you said, Daniel, because it goes all the way back to SummerSlam 2013 when that whole Authority versus Daniel Bryan angle began.
Yes.
Pick for your number 9. Gene, what do you have as number 9 on your list?
Okay, my number 9 match. You guys are probably gonna think I'm weird because like some of the matches that are like below number 5 could possibly be in the top 5. And when I was trying to place these matches, it was just so hard. But my number 9 match is Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 19. Man. The teacher versus student match. Like Chris Jericho idolized Shawn Michaels growing up. And their styles in the ring were just similar, which led to one of the best matches on that WrestleMania. Just like the perfect technical mastery they put together, just back and forth, and just, oh my God, well-paced match, just told an incredible story. And it was just like respect was part of the match, even until the end of the match. And you would think like, after the end, they were, okay, Jericho lost, but hey, let's show some respect. Hey, I've idolized you growing up. This is my dream to wrestle you at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. And then Chris Jericho kicks him in the nuts. He kicked him in the damn nuts and threw him down in the ultimate form of disrespect. After respect for the whole match.
I love JR's call. What a blatant ass cheap shot.
I love
it.
I freaking loved it, man. That was a great match.
Yes, definitely. Like you were saying, Gene, they were very similar in styles, and they even like emulated each other in the match. I love Jericho doing sweet chin music. They did very similar moves. So yeah,
the kip ups, the submission holds, everything.
And I don't find it weird that you have that match number 9 because we all have our own opinions. So yeah, I think I respect all your opinions. So definitely, that's definitely. Spoiler alert: that match may be on maybe on my list, but. Mike, what do you have as your next pick?
I actually have a women's wrestling match as my number 9, and one of the only few things I enjoyed about last year's WrestleMania, which was the triple threat: Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. Just one of those matches that just, and the fact they brought back the women's title as well, just really defined women's wrestling. Had 3 people who that was their goal, to come up to the main roster and to make a difference for women's wrestling. And that's exactly what they did. I saw a bunch of stuff in this match, that's when I think Charlotte started doing more of her moonsaults in that match and a couple other things that happened. But it was just one of those matches that had me on my toes for the most part, and one of the first few women's matches, and probably since I first started watching, I really enjoyed. So I put that as my number 9.
I am happy to see that on your list, Mike. I was gonna put that on my list. Yes, that was an incredible women's wrestling match, the best match at WrestleMania 32. I'm good, and I got into it because I wanted Sasha Banks to win, and when Ric Flair got involved and Charlotte won, I was like, damn, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And I personally couldn't have been happier for the women, for Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte. And I'm gonna give you guys a little heads up. That moment will be on my top 10 favorite Mania moments list when we get to that video on Daniel's channel. Cheap plug for Daniel's channel.
Yes. Shout out to Daniel.
Yeah. I'm like BSP Wrestling Show in Cleveland now.
Oh my
But
goodness.
no, that's awesome. I'm loving the pick so far. My number 9 pick is from WrestleMania 18. It's one of my favorite matches on that card. It's probably the best match on that card. That's not Rock and Hogan. It is the Undertaker versus Ric Flair in a no disqualification match.
Yeah.
This is a match that I went back and I watched a lot of times on my WrestleMania 18 DVD. It was Ric Flair's first big WrestleMania match since returning to the WWF, and he went up against The Undertaker, and they put on a hell of a match. It was the match where Flair showed that he could still go. You know, he got busted open early on. He took a damn wicked superplex from the top rope, and then, you know, he started fighting back, and he busted Taker open, and I always love this moment where Flair has the figure 4 on Taker. Taker's down on the mat. Referee starts counting 1, 2, and then Taker sits up, and the look on Taker's face, the look in Taker's eyes, and the look on Flair's face was like, oh shit. And then Taker grabs him by the throat and picks him up and chokeslams him. A lot of great action in this match. And if you guys remember the build, Undertaker was beating up everyone and anyone close to Ric Flair. He beat up Arn Anderson and bloodied him. He bloodied Ric Flair's real life son David. That drove Ric Flair insane.
Yeah, definitely.
And that ultimately led to Flair fighting Undertaker in a no disqualification match. And it was a great match, great spots. You know, Flair using the pipe on Taker, Arn Anderson getting involved.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't Arn Anderson get involved in that match?
Yeah, he did. Taker was a spine buster.
Yeah.
And got back up and beat up on Anderson. And then in the end, Undertaker hit a tombstone on Ric Flair to improve his record to 10-0. And this is the moment where Taker did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He counted 10 on his hands.
Yeah.
That's when the streak really became something relevant.
Yep, definitely.
But that match was awesome. I just love the build to it was great. The match itself was great. Flair proved, you know, that he could still go. That was the match that proved that he's back. He looks better than ever, even for his age. And he, you know, he had a hell of a match with Taker. You know, he took some crazy bumps, but in the end, put on a hell of a fight. And, you know, Taker improved to 10-0. And like I said, I feel like that's an underrated WrestleMania match. And I feel like that's one of the more underrated Undertaker matches in WrestleMania history. Because they always talk about Shawn and Triple H and Batista and Kane, but they don't talk about the Flair match. So I think that's a great match for any fan to check out. They want to go back and check out the WrestleMania, you know, some WrestleMania hidden gems. One of my personal favorites, a great match for both men, and another great chapter in Undertaker's streak.
Definitely a great match. That is a sleeper match too. Not many people talk about that match.
Yeah,
and it was just crazy how it came apart.
Yeah, I appreciate that match for what it is. All right, Daniel, you're next.
All right, folks, we are going to move on to number 8. And as I mentioned, previously I listed, in my opinion, what is the second greatest opening match in WrestleMania history. I want to see if you guys can guess, what do you think my number 8 pick is? In my opinion, it's the number, and a lot of other people's, it's the greatest opening match in WrestleMania history. Can you guess what it is?
Is it a match that involves 2 Canadians wearing pink and black?
It might. I think Robbie knows.
Owen Hart from WrestleMania 10.
Hell yeah. Bret, the Hitman Hart versus Blade. Great. We still miss you every day, Owen. God rest your soul, Owen Hart. My God. I mean, these two went out there and had a phenomenal match. In my opinion, the second best match on WrestleMania 10 is one of my favorite pay-per-views to go back and watch.
Yeah.
Just a great night for Bret Hart. And Owen came out, you know, looking really good in this match. The two brothers, I mean, they just battled and left it all on the line. And I liked how they had Owen Hart. He got the win here. So that later on set up when Bret Hart won the WWF Championship against Yokozuna, who was also really awesome. I feel like Yokozuna is sometimes underrated. Like, he could go in the ring as a big man. I mean,
for his size.
He could really work a good match. And him and Bret, I thought, had a good match as well. But I like the fact that Bret was champion. Now you have your number 1 contender with Owen pinning Bret, who is now champion. So it tied in nicely, and just a phenomenal match between two brothers who knew how to go in the ring.
Definitely.
What more can you want? I mean, it's amazing.
Yep. A match that was all about wrestling, no gimmicks, 2 great technical wrestlers, and they were brothers nonetheless going at it. So, yeah.
It's personal.
Yes.
It really was.
In my opinion, also, would you say their feud was the greatest brother versus brother rivalry in the company?
honestly, that's the only brother versus brother rival. Well, there's Taker and Kane.
Legitimate. Well,
but they're not blood brothers.
Yeah, that's true. Taker and Kane. Those would be the two right there, I'd think.
They're kayfabe brothers, though, and their feud
kayfabe-wise,
died down. Their feud wasn't as great as like Bret and Owens' feud, where it just like the matches were better and the feud just kept getting better and better. So I'd have to say, yeah, Bret versus Owen is the best biological brother versus biological brother feud.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right.
So there you go.
Nice pick, Daniel. Gene, what you got next for number 8?
My number 8 pick is from WrestleMania 21. That's 2 now. In my first 3, that's 2. It's John Cena versus JBL for the WWE Championship. One of my personal favorite matches, not only in WrestleMania history, but of all time. And I think we all know why. I'm a John Cena fan. I don't shy away from that. But this is when he finally won the WWE Championship, overcame JBL's cabinet, and JBL dominated him in this match. He really did. JBL was taking this man to school. But Cena was able to pull it out in the end. And he was able to win his first ever WWE Championship. And it was just a special moment for me because, like I said, I was a Cena fan. I remember the year before he beat Big Show for the U.S. Championship, and then just coming back at the next WrestleMania to take the WWE Championship away from JBL, who was like a white-hot heel at the time. Was just an incredible moment for his career and just kickstarting his one of 16 championship reigns that he had.
Yep, definitely. He got dominated in that match, but he pulled it off and you could say that was the early stages of Super Cena, but I was happy too that Cena won when that happened because I wanted to see him as a champion, and it did. Mike, what do you have next on your list?
All right, mine actually came from the first ever WrestleMania I ever watched, which was WrestleMania 29, and probably one of the only few matches people will remember, as this ended up being his last ever match in WWE, on WrestleMania, and that's CM Punk versus The Undertaker. Match of the night, in my opinion. Punk pulled out a lot of great stops, think on Undertaker, and even in the build too. The length he went to even, like insult Paul Bearer's memory onto Taker as well. He went just that far as well. It's just like kind of the same how the year before, whenever Jericho was getting on him about like his past, his family. I felt like that's the same thing that happened, but the match that he had was brutal as heck. Although if you've watched his podcast, he didn't get paid apparently as much as he felt he should have. But yes, definitely one of the very few matches I definitely remember from watching. But I remember it was just one heck of a match, had me on my toes, and I still was starting to get into the product as well. But it was just one match that I remember that really caught my eye.
Yeah,
definitely.
I just add
that year.
Oh yeah. That I have to add, being there live for this match was the best reason for going to WrestleMania 29. I could still close my eyes, and I remember chanting Undertaker, and then I went CM Punk. I couldn't pick Undertaker. CM Punk. The crowd, even though it was 40 some odd degrees, I think it was like 45 or something. It was electric. The crowd was on fire. It was a great moment, and it's one of the best matches that I've ever seen in person. It was awesome, and wow.
Definitely.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Definitely. Woo. And that spot where Punk has the Anaconda Vice, Taker sits up, and that look on Punk's face.
Yes. Like, oh, shit.
Or when he took the urn and bashed it into the head of I'm like, oh shit, this is it. Streak's over 1, 2. No, Taker kicks out at 2 3/4.
I know that there were some people that wanted Punk to break the streak, but then like if he had broken the streak and then obviously the next year left, that hit the win.
Yeah.
Man,
he was not in a good place at that time.
I think that was the best match on that card.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yes, it was.
No, what else can we remember from that night?
Really good from 29.
Really nothing.
Yeah, nope. All right. So my number 8 pick is the second Undertaker match on this list. And this one's a very special match in my opinion. You're gonna be surprised, but it's Undertaker versus Diesel from WrestleMania 12.
Match. Really?
Yeah, it was a damn good big man match. Why it stands out to me as one of my favorites is for a couple reasons. One, it's from the first WrestleMania I ever watched, WrestleMania 12, which was a good underrated WrestleMania for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Second, it was the very first Undertaker match I watched. I knew who he was, especially going into the build against Diesel, but I never saw him wrestle. So to see him wrestle, the mystique, the aura of his entrance and everything, and then him going up against a big man the likes of Kevin Nash was great. And it was a damn good big man match. And, you know, match quality wise, the match with Ric Flair is a better match than the match with Diesel. But I have this one above the Ric Flair match because I just love this match so much. You know, like I said, damn good big man match. My very first Undertaker match at WrestleMania, my very first WrestleMania pay-per-view. So it all has that special sentimental value to it. And, you know, it's a match that I can always go back to and watch, always enjoy. You know, Kevin Nash was great as Diesel, and it's the fucking Undertaker. What else can I really say? So, yeah.
Right.
Good fun big man match. One of Kevin Nash's last matches before he jumped ship to WCW, and it was a damn good match. And I like the build that went into it because Diesel, if you guys remember, screwed Taker out of the WWF Championship at Royal Rumble 96 and flipped him off because he said he was afraid of the dark. And this had a heart attack. And then, like, what really got me on Taker's side was when Diesel was bullying Paul Bearer and just grabbed him by the coat and clotheslined him, and then Taker went after him. That's what made me a fan, but obviously I'm a fan of Taker for his work rate and everything he's achieved. So, yeah. Good fun big man match between those two. One of my favorites in WrestleMania history. And you got to love Kevin Nash is coming out to his music and saying, I'm the shit, man. I'm telling you.
That's great.
Kevin Nash is great, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. All right, Daniel. So number 7 on your list. What you got for us?
We're going to number 7, and it is one of the best ladder matches of all time. And it's also from WrestleMania 10, like I said. Another reason WrestleMania 10 is one of my favorite shows to go back and watch in the history of WrestleMania. This is the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship between the bad guy, Razor Ramon, and Shawn Michaels. My God. The match that these two had was incredible. The way that they used the ladder, but still, you know, weaved in a good amount of wrestling. Like, it wasn't just a complete spot fest. This was a wrestling match and a damn good ladder match. And Michaels diving off the ladder. That's another iconic image that they play year after year after year. And when Razor, you know, won the Intercontinental Championship, great moment for him. I mean, these two just tore it up. They also had a damn good ladder match, I believe. Was it at SummerSlam 95?
95, yeah.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
I would argue it's just as good, if not better than this one. So they're two ladder matches. It's tough to pick, but I love them both. But this one right here, what can you not love about it? It's an all-time classic. And as I was going to say, a reason why WrestleMania 10 is one of my favorites, you got two all-time great matches, Owen versus Bret and the ladder match. What more can you not love about that show?
They keep talking about the ladder match between Shawn and Razor all these years later because it was very revolutionary. What fans may not know is that wasn't the very first ladder match in WWF/E history. There actually was a ladder match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels that was taped for like a home video release, and it's actually on the ladder match. So Razor was the very first ladder match at a WrestleMania, but that wasn't the very first ladder match in WWF/E history. But still, that is a revolutionary ladder match because they still show the spots to this day. It's talked about. It encouraged other, classic ladder matches like TLC matches. It influenced a few young wrestlers. So yeah, still a great ladder match. Still an incredible ladder match to this day. I mean, you got Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. What more can you ask for?
Right.
And Daniel, when you were doing the Razor Ramon, you had me thinking of, like, remember when The Rock met the NWO and he's like, "You, Chico, Razor Ramon."
The Big Daddy Cool. And then you got Hogan. Take that camera, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up all three of your candy asses.
Yes.
I love that segment. I love it.
I love it.
Freaking incredible.
Yes. Gene, what do you have next?
So this was this match we've already discussed. I believe Daniel said this was his number 11th pick, which was the TLC 2 from WrestleMania 17. And we talked about it already, but this was definitely one of my favorite WrestleMania matches. And he explained it more eloquently than I can put it, but definitely a brutal match. Just the spot with Edge and Jeff Hardy, and just, oh my God, they still play that to this day. That was so long ago, and just. Oh man, for TLC matches, which is probably one of my favorite matches, with the stipulation matches in WWE, just the match that they had, just the way the crowd was so invested in it, and just everything they did, you were just like, man, which team is gonna win this? And they all had the 3 different dynamics. The Dudleys had the tables, Edge and Christian had the chairs, and the Hardys had the ladder. So just clashing together and just trying to top, TLC 1 was just incredible and definitely great for WrestleMania.
And the other dynamic they had, and Daniel brought this up earlier, was that there was a third member on each team. You had Lita for the Hardy Boys, of course. You had Rhino for Edge and Christian, and then you had Spike Dudley for the Dudley Boys.
I can't forget Spike.
Can't forget Spike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, great match. What else can I say about it? Mike, what do you have next?
All right. Well, despite what happened a year later between these two, I had to put this one down for my number 7, the one that should be called the once in a lifetime, but it's not once in a lifetime. John Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania 28. Very good match. What can I say? It was, good building for like a year-round build, I'd say, for the most part. He then came across here and there, and then this match, they were pulling out the best in each other. And of course, like the finish with Cena decide to imitate The Rock, trying to do the people's elbow, and all of a sudden, look out, or get your candy ass crushed here, and get Rock bottom for the finish. Really good match that I definitely enjoy watching a few times.
Yes, it should have been once in a lifetime. It should have not been twice in a lifetime. Or if you were going to really have Rock and Cena go at it again, put Punk in it so it was a triple threat, so it wasn't twice in a lifetime. But whatever, they did what they did. The first match was incredible. The second match,
yeah, not a fan. Yeah. I was there. We didn't care. I honestly, the crowd was dead.
Definitely.
They should have just did it once and just been done with it.
That's it.
Right? Yeah. There was no need for that whole Cinderella story thing.
The worst year ever after he beats Brock Lesnar. Come on.
Yeah, he was still named Superstar of the Year at the end of the year.
Exactly.
That's not believable.
If they really wanted to do that rematch, it should have been a whole different story instead of finisher kick out, kick out.
That was awful. I mean, that was just
really this is where they could have turned Cena heel big time.
Oh yes.
If he really needed that belt back, he should have done everything and anything he could have to
like
win.
Austin did at 17.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. They could have did so much more with that match.
Yeah. But let's not waste our time with twice in a lifetime. Let's move on to my number 7 pick. And my number 7 pick is, talking about ladder matches, keeping that theme going. My number 7 pick is from WrestleMania 2000, and it's the triangle ladder match between the Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardy Boys. To me, this was the precursor to TLC. It was a ladder match, but you had tables get involved, and this was the match to me that really revolutionized the tag team division. It took it to a new level because of the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. It's an incredible match, crazy spots galore. You have, of course, Jeff Hardy doing the famous Swanton Bomb off the ladder onto Bubba Ray Dudley through a table on the outside.
Killed himself.
He did. I mean, it was sick.
Yes. You have Edge and Christian, who I think were like the underdogs going in, because I think a lot of people expected the Hardy Boys to win it. But then you have Edge and Christian winning the match and going on one of their famous, tag team championship runs, which led to 5-second poses and their stuff with Commissioner Foley. And then, of course, we're talking about what happened afterwards with regards to the match. TLC 1 came out of that, then TLC 2, then TLC 3 with Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. So the Triangle Ladder match really produced a lot of great things in its aftermath. It's a fantastic ladder match. In my opinion, the Triangle Ladder match will always be the best of the ladder matches that these guys have done, be it TLC, Triangle Ladder, whatever. It just had it. It had it. Yeah.
And it saved WrestleMania 16 from being. I'm actually, that's the Mania I'm on right now. I just watched the Triangle Ladder match today. That Mania just, if it wasn't for that match, it would have been really bad.
Yeah.
Was that the Mania with the clusterfuck hardcore match in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Battle Royale. I just watched.
People were dying in that match.
Because Tim White, was he the one that did the count? He was supposed to what? He was supposed to count Holly, and then he stopped because they were supposed to run out of time. It was bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
my goodness.
Yeah.
That cat fight. Oh my god.
Oh,
remember that one? That's a classic.
Oh my.
Mae Young with the. God rest you, man.
How can we forget?
We love you, man.
We love you, man.
Yes, love you, man. Young. God bless. How can we forget TNA versus Head Cheese.
Oh, that was a classic. What a
Oh man.
Ooh, I fell asleep during that match.
Oh my goodness.
The debut of Trish Stratus and Tits and Ass. I mean, Tess and Albert.
Yeah, that was not the best WrestleMania.
No, it wasn't.
But
And then remember when Foley missed the
the table, yeah.
Oh,
that was so bad.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Let me see if I can find it, because someone did a video where they play I Believe I Can Fly.
You gotta send me that. I gotta see that.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, hold on. I'll play it and I'll send you the link. But let me
You
see.
gotta send that to me. That'll be a good one.
oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I feel better.
Oh goodness.
All right.
Okay, hold on. No, I'll send it to you afterwards.
All right.
But to finish what I was saying, yeah, triangle ladder match, awesome match. It elevated the tag team division, and it made new stars out of the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, and Edge and Christian, and they would go on to have even greater ladder matches, the TLC series, and they would define tag team wrestling for the new millennium. So that's definitely on this list, and it's one of my favorite ladder matches in WrestleMania history. Well, one of my favorite ladder matches in wrestling history at all time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, so Daniel, we are up to number 6. What have you got for us?
An instant class. When you think of the term instant classic at WrestleMania, you think of one match at WrestleMania 21 between Shawn Michaels and Kurt freaking Angle. Man, did these two just go in there. And when I want to watch a good match, I'll put on Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. It's a match I always look forward to watching every year. Two of the best. Shawn Michaels, in my opinion, the best wrestler of all time, and Kurt Angle right up there as well. And just an incredible match that these two have. Oh my God. I mean, when Kurt had that ankle locked in, that was just sick and twisted.
That was crazy, yeah.
Crazy.
Just so many good moments in this match, and you knew they were going to have an instant classic when you put Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. It didn't disappoint, and definitely, to me, the best match at WrestleMania 21, which was a very good show overall. So that's why it's my number 6 pick.
Yeah, if I can just say real quick, I feel like 21 is very underrated. It was a good fun card for the most part, excuse me.
Yeah.
And you had Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle in a wrestling classic, 5-star classic. Shit, that could have been the main event right there,
It should have been.
Yeah. And if you guys remember, that feud was responsible for one big thing. You guys remember what it was? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Okay.
We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah. No. Harry Potter actually played on this thing. But no, it was responsible for this in Kurt Angle's career.
What does he mean by that?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just a sexy Kurt. Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Oh.
They better play that in this Hall of Fame pack.
They better play that.
That'll be so close.
Oh my God.
Sorry, my phone just went off, guys. But yeah, says Kurt Angle singing "Sexy Kurt."
Sexy
He
Kurt,
needs to sing
man.
that at the Hall of Fame.
He does.
The Hall of Fame.
The remix.
Oh, I'm having
The
Hall of Fame ring.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right. So I believe Gene is next, right?
I believe so, yes. So number 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 6 match. We talked about this one earlier too. Just the match placement we all have is just kind of weird, but that's the special part of this. So it's Daniel Bryan versus Triple H to WrestleMania 30. I think it was Daniel who talked about this earlier. Just to reiterate, it was a great match. The build to it, which I appreciate. With all these matches we're talking about, the build to them definitely helped the match out. And just with the stipulation that if he won, he gets into the main event, which ultimately led to him winning the WWE what was it, WWE Heavyweight Championship or World Heavyweight?
World Heavyweight.
They had like 8 names for the title at one point.
WWE World Heavyweight Universal, whatever.
Universal.
Yeah, and it just led to WrestleMania, and just the crowd was just behind him from beginning to end. And even like after the match, after he overcame the Authority to make it to the main event, when Triple H completely killed him, making it seem like, dang, well, he won the match, but is he going to make it to the main event? Just the storytelling and just the whole thing was just incredible. So I definitely enjoyed that match.
Yeah, definitely. And Mike, what have you got for number 6?
Gene took the words right out of my mouth. My number 6 is actually as well is Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. As you guys keep saying, yes, definitely. They couldn't have had a better opener match. This also, because of storyline purposes, have Daniel Bryan, the fan favorite of the night, win the opening match, knowing he's going to wrestle again later on to keep viewers intrigued, But, once again, the entrance by Triple H was unreal. They pulled out all the stops against Daniel in this match since, the build was one of the best builds I've ever seen in any match feud I've seen leading into WrestleMania at all. They pulled the best stops out. They even had Bryan kick out of the pedigree, which we all thought that could have been it right there. I was actually like clutching onto the seat thinking, oh no. And then it kept like, oh, never mind. We're good.
Kicked out.
Yes. But then at the end of the match, like you said, the Authority, they took him out, tried to take him out again with beat up with his bad shoulder again. And, wondering if he's going to be healthy enough by the end of the night. But, yep, great opening match.
And one more thing I want to say about that. If they hadn't have had Daniel Bryan win this match, that would have been the worst WrestleMania of all time.
Probably,
because the Undertaker streak ended that night. If they did not have Daniel Bryan in that main event, that would have been the worst WrestleMania ever, I think.
Probably, yes.
That would have been bad. You have Daniel Bryan lose. You put Triple H in the main event, which is fine, Triple H, but the fans wanted Daniel Bryan. And then you take away Taker's streak that same night. Vince would have died that night. They would have crowded backstage. They would have went to Gorilla and just kicked his ass.
Could have been like a really
Damn it, why are all these fans back here kicking my ass?
That could have been bad.
After the whole Occupy Raw thing weeks before, we could have done worse. Occupy backstage.
Occupy Gorilla.
All right. So my number 6 is a match that Gene previously mentioned, and it's the Money in the Bank ladder match from WrestleMania 21, the inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match. Not going to say too much. I mean, very revolutionary concept by Chris Jericho before he was inventing, the word stupid idiot and the list and everything else he invented this year. He invented the Money in the Bank ladder match. And it's been, it's been a fan favorite match since. And the first time it happened, it was just special. You had Edge, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Shelton Benjamin, Christian, and Kane. 6 great talents in that match. Great spots. Shelton Benjamin hitting that wicked clothesline, running up the ladder, knocking Jericho on his ass from the top of the ladder. That was great. Kane diving on everybody. Benoit and Edge had their feud going on, and the ending with Edge hitting Benoit on his injured arm with that chair violently to knock him off. That was great. Edge becoming the first ever Mr. Money in the Bank. Awesome Money in the Bank ladder match. The best Money in the Bank ladder match, in my opinion. And, what else really more can I say that we haven't already said? It's, become a tradition, Money in the Bank, since then. And, we've seen some great Money in the Bank winners since then. But, yeah, the first one, in my opinion, will always be one of the best in WrestleMania history and will always be the best Money in the Bank ladder match.
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, so now we're getting down to the top 5 on our list. Daniel, kick us off. Your number 5, please.
Personally, for me, like I said, these are very hard to rank when you're getting into the top 5. But for my number 5, we go all the way back to, again, another one of my favorite WrestleManias to watch. I really appreciate watching this one for WWF being able to pack 93,000 fans into the Silverdome at WrestleMania 3. And in my opinion, and in a lot of other people's, this is the first all-time classic at WrestleMania. And it's between Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
Just the type of match that these two had. They were able to go in there and just wrestle and just tell a great story. And, you know, people came for Andre and Hogan, and that was a great match too. But this match was just on a whole different level, and they stole the show for that Intercontinental Championship. And, of course, you had the late, rest in peace, George the Animal Steel getting involved, costing Macho Man.
Yeah.
And Ricky Steamboat got the big win for the Intercontinental Championship. It was a great moment for him. I always look forward to going back and watching when we're on the road to WrestleMania. Savage, Steamboat, WrestleMania 3, IC title. What more can you not love as a fan of wrestling? It was just awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say that.
Oh, dang.
Macho Madness. Ooh, I smell something burning. Yeah.
I love it. That was an incredible match, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know my list, but man, It's so hard, man. There were so many matches that I left off.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Yes.
That's why I asked you guys, like in the messages, you want to do top 10, top 15, because Daniel and I did top 15 SummerSlam matches, and there's so many great WrestleMania matches. So, I mean, I'm told, hey, top 10, we're doing a great list. We can do honorable mentions, of course, but Daniel getting in number 11.
Yeah, I had to.
He by God, he cheated, Michael. He cheated.
Oh.
But no, this is great. So, I'm sorry. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Daniel, about Savage and Steamboat?
If you haven't watched it, if you're a newer fan, go back and watch and appreciate what these two did to set the stage for future classics at a WrestleMania.
Yep, definitely.
Sure.
All right, Gene, what have you got for us?
Okay, so my top 5, I'm not giving all of them, of course, but just in general, my top 5 is it was so difficult making this top 5, but I feel like a lot of people are going to know some of the matches that are in them, and maybe I'm thinking about it. I haven't heard any of you guys say it yet, but the number 1 match, I feel like we all have the same match. We might not, but I just have that feeling. But my number 5 is Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 26. Streak versus career. This match ended Shawn Michaels' career, but if there was a time, other than their other match, which we'll eventually talk about, that you thought that the Undertaker streak was going to end, it was definitely, this was one of the matches it definitely was a part of, before Brock, of course, took the streak. And, you know, just Shawn coming so close the year before and them coming back and just, we talk about instant classics, and these two just had incredible chemistry with each other, just trying to outperform each other, just a straight wrestling match. And it just seemed like they had full creative control over it, because the things they did, like, I believe, didn't Shawn do like a moonsault from like the top rope, and then he like missed or something like that?
He did a moonsault onto Taker on the announce table, but I think he landed on Taker's legs, but it still like broke the table with enough force.
Okay, that's what happened. And just Shawn kicking out of like a second tombstone, which was rare at the time as well. The false finishes were just getting to me. The last ditch effort of defiance Shawn tried to pull, and then just like you knew it was over, and him just like looking at Taker, and then he smacked him in the face, and then Taker delivering the most devastating tombstone I've ever seen. He leaped in the air. Taker leaped with that tombstone and killed Shawn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shawn's dead. We haven't seen Shawn since then. I don't care what we've seen on Raw. That wasn't Shawn. Shawn died in this match. I'm sorry. But this was a great match.
Indeed. A fantastic match. You know, there are some people that think 26 is better than 25 in terms of the match. But still, you know, it's Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, fantastic match with a fantastic story. I mean, Teddy Long, holla, 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 holla. From Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels was obsessed with getting, you know, one more match.
One more.
Yeah,
he
that was
put his whole career on the line because he was that obsessed with breaking the streak.
Yeah.
He risked it all and just came up short, but in a hell of a match.
I wouldn't say this match was predictable, because it could have gone one of two ways. Shawn could have won and ultimately ended the streak when everything was on the line, or Shawn was going to lose and be forced to retire. There were the rumors that he would retire. So, you know, like I said, it's not completely predictable, because with how it was built and what was
thought Shawn was going to win.
Yeah, you thought maybe he's going to win.
He had a chance. It wasn't just like, oh, well, Taker's going to win this one easy.
Yeah.
No, it was just like, dang, man, Shawn might actually win this and break the streak. And the streak was so mysterious back then. This was still, I mean, this was around the time where the IWC was like coming to. So, but you couldn't really find like spoilers on it. Like, this is the finish of the match or whatever, like you can do nowadays. You just didn't know. And it was just, it added to the match. And it was just incredible.
Definitely. And it was the main event.
Oh, man.
Yes.
No title on the line. It was streak versus career. It was the main event, and that's the way WrestleMania should have ended.
It definitely should have.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right.
Tore the freaking house down.
Yep. And what have you got, Mike, for number 5?
I hate to say it, but Gene, you did it again. That was my number 5.
Oh, man.
Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. I mean, like you said, you know, I like, as well as the story build up to this, you know, Shawn Michaels saying, you know, I wrestled a perfect match against you at WrestleMania 25. I made one little mistake. At the Slammies, he accepted the award, but then he goes back and he challenged him again. All he had to do to try to get Taker to finally accept him to challenge him again. And yes, you know, once again, like this, I probably couldn't have seen any other way for Shawn Michaels to go out, you know, in an improbable match like this. Like, is he going to, with the history that him and Taker have had together, you know, with the motivation that he had against this match, it's like, is he going to break the streak, or is this career really going to end? But like you guys said, it's just one of those times where it's like you really didn't know what was going to happen. So, yep, that's my number 5.
Just the fact that like he was so confident about it. It wasn't like he was going in there doubting himself. He was just like, I'm ending the streak. I'm so confident about it. My whole career is on the line. I'm taking him out.
And don't forget, he went to extreme lengths when he cost Taker the world title in the Chamber that year.
Yes.
That
risky.
That really, yeah.
Because when he was out of the Rumble, you thought it was it. You thought he had no chance of getting back in it. But then when he went into the Chamber.
And that was great. That was fantastic storytelling because Shawn didn't quit.
He did not.
Right.
Wait, he just kept going. He did whatever he had to do to get at Taker, and Taker finally said, fine, I'll give you one match on one condition.
On one condition.
If you win, you break the streak. But if I win, your career is over.
And if I get a hold for your soul.
If I can't beat you, I have no career.
Yeah.
You're on.
If I win, Shawn, I dug a hole, especially for your soul. Well, Gene, you did it again. Because my number 5 is Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. However,
wait,
WrestleMania 25.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I broke the streak.
Ooh. Oh.
God damn it, Robbie.
Yeah, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Like I said, both matches were fantastic, but to me, the match at 25 was an instant classic. It had that special it factor. It felt like a special WrestleMania match. You had Undertaker's streak, which was in pretty big jeopardy because Shawn Michaels was getting under Undertaker's skin. He was playing bold mind games that nobody had ever done before. He kicked the tombstone into the grave. You know, we were talking about this before, Gene, in the Royal Rumble Memories video. He kicked the tombstone into the grave. He hid in the coffin. He dressed up like Taker. He was getting Undertaker's skin to the point where Taker was going to like have a breakdown or something, and he was just going to fall. He was going to drop his guard, and Shawn was going to catch him when he was unguarded, and that could ultimately lead to him breaking the streak. Incredible match. Incredible atmosphere. Of course, the moment where Shawn gets tombstoned and he kicks out, and the look on Undertaker's face and JR, I had an out-of-body experience. Just like it added to it. It added to just what was an incredible match. And then, you know, Taker gets a super kick. They just kept going back and forth. And then the ending with Shawn getting caught in the moonsault and getting tombstoned. Awesome. That's what WrestleMania is all about. Magic and moments like that from a match of that caliber with two of the all-time greats, two of the all-time great WrestleMania icons. You know, what more can I say about that match? Fantastic. I can go back and watch it and enjoy it. You know, it's just Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker in one of the all-time greats. And just, you know, it was one of those, that was the match where you really thought the streak was going to end because Shawn had his number multiple times.
Just the storytelling was just incredible, man. Just
Oh yes.
Shawn was the closest one to me to break the streak, other than when Brock took it. Like there was just so much that went into it, and he just like completely got into the Undertaker's head like nobody else had did before. Any other time, it was just like, okay, we're having a match. I'm going to break the streak. Shawn went to different lengths to try to break the streak, including playing the mind games that Taker normally plays with other people. Yeah. So it was just so special. Just both matches, you could put them wherever, but they were both great matches.
Definitely. Daniel, you still there?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, just check because I hadn't heard anything from you, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm just laying down, man.
On the bed of Jericho.
I'm gonna take the nap of Jericho.
The nap of Jericho.
Close my eyes, man.
Where's the price of Jericho? Jimmy on, man.
I'm here. I'm just sitting back and I'm listening to you guys.
I have to say this. Daniel, thank you for answering our questions in your Q&A. Another great Q&A last week. I know I love it.
Absolutely.
And I know you said, and you're like me, no inappropriate questions. So I didn't ask it, but I got to ask you this question. If you could have one night with those gorgeous ladies that walk Bobby Roode down the aisle at San Antonio, how much would you pay for a glorious night with those women?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That would be very, very glorious.
Woo! 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 Limousine ride! We're only dealing, son of a gun.
Well, I'll tell you this. I guarantee you, Bobby Roode's night, it was glorious. Not only because he won the NXT Championship, but he went to his hotel room with those women, and the sex was glorious.
That's what he said.
I'm guessing he didn't give in either.
Oh man. So Daniel,
where are we?
What is number 4 on your pick? On your
list?
What
is number 4? Let me look. Okay, here's the list. Let's see. The greatest triple threat match in WrestleMania history. WrestleMania 20, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus Chris Benoit. Wow, did these guys just tear the house down at the 20th anniversary at Madison Square Garden. Huge moment of, now it's kind of marred, but at that time it was a great moment of Chris Benoit winning it was the world, because Eddie had the WWE, it was the World Heavyweight Championship. Really he was the guy to break. Wasn't that the time Triple H's reign of terror came to an end?
Yeah, it was.
Because Goldberg beat him, but then Triple H got the title back. So for Benoit to win it here was a huge moment for his career. And then the embrace with Eddie, but the match that him, Triple H and Shawn had, wow, just so crazy. JR on commentary calling it like a pro. I mean, what more could you want out of this match?
Yeah, JR's commentary, especially when Benoit made Triple H tap out, was superb. Yeah,
it was awesome. Incredible. Best triple threat in Mania history and probably
all time.
Yeah, it's got to be. If not one of the best.
One of them, yeah. You can argue that that's the best one.
Sure. That is an honorable mention of mine. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit, because it's just great. A fantastic match. You had Triple H and Shawn's feud still going on. That culminated briefly in that match. You had Benoit going after the title after winning the Royal Rumble. So much was on the line for these guys, and it just culminated in a fantastic match with an emotional and beautiful ending with Benoit making Triple H tap out and then celebrating with Eddie at the end of the show. I mean, that's what WrestleMania is all about, moments like that. So definitely it's unfortunate. The Benoit tragedy is unfortunate, but still this match is fantastic. So
it is. What more could you want?
Definitely. Gene, what do you have for your number 4?
My number 4 is another Shawn Michaels match, but it is Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair at WrestleMania 24 with Ric Flair's career on the line. Oh my God, this match was emotional.
It was.
The ending of the match and even following it on Monday Night Raw. Wow. Oh my God, just a way to end his WWE career, because we all know he went and continued to wrestle elsewhere. But let's not get into that. Just the fact that I think Vince put him into this match, or Vince said that the next match he lost, his career would be over, and I think he picked Shawn to go to war with for his final match or whatever. And you just had that feeling that it was coming to an end. And Shawn was kind of hesitant about it, and then he did the whole old Yeller thing, and I got to put you out of your misery, and they just went on to have a great match. Ric Flair pulled out everything in his bag of tricks, being the dirtiest player in the game, to beat Shawn Michaels and to preserve his career. But in the end, Shawn hit him, I think, with like 3 sweet chin musics, and like the final one he did, that iconic moment that you'll continue to see on WWE television. He was like, "I'm sorry, I love you." Yep. Bam, it was over.
That was an emotional moment.
Wow.
Emotional match. Just, Ric Flair's final match. Shawn Michaels is his final opponent. The whole moment of Shawn Michaels saying, "I'm sorry, I love you." He hesitates at first, then he says it, and boom, he hits him with it. And after he covers him, he hugs him.
In the ring. He hug covered him. Yeah.
Nothing but respect.
It was.
Yes, indeed. Nothing but respect.
That was crazy. And it was the night after. Oh my God, I freaking
the night after was beautiful. One
of the best moments in Raw history.
The whole damn locker room staff, everybody came out to pay respect to him. Definitely. It was crazy.
Indeed. And Mike, what have you got for number 4?
I'm not making anything up here. I promise you this.
Wait, no, please.
You did it again. My number 4.
I don't know what is this.
That is probably one of the earliest I've gone back, and probably the one I've seen in depth. That was one of the matches that really stuck with me at WrestleMania 24. Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, like you said, it's the whole story, And Shawn Michaels was in a lot of those situations too in his career. He was had to be in this situation where he knew he had to do something that could have been right or could have been wrong at the same time. But this right here, it was hard for him to, just to put away Ric Flair's career. And just the story that told that whole match, Ric Flair kept saying, "Just give me the showstopper, just give me the showstopper." And that ending, the "I'm sorry, I love you." When you see that, you knew that, unfortunately, it was over. He's like, "I had to do this," and he did it. And the ending with the respect, just unreal.
Yeah, just the fact that Flair was he knew he was about to take a sweet chin music, but he still had his fist up, like, "Give me your best shot, come on, you son of a bitch."
Yeah.
And, oh my God, just the emotion in that match was just incredible.
Definitely. All right. Well, my number 4 match is from WrestleMania 17. It was the main event for the WWF Championship. It's one of my all-time favorite main events in WrestleMania history. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was no disqualification, and it's the best of their WrestleMania trilogy of matches. What a match is right. This is when, this match, they hit each other with their respective finishers. They hit their finishers, then they hit their opponent's finishers. Rock hitting the stunner the way he does, and Austin hitting the rock bottom. They busted each other open. They beat each other, with the ring
blood and everything. Oh my God!
Yes, you had everything. That just made it an awesome match. Great falls finishes, great near falls. Vince coming down, of course, and giving Austin a chair, and Austin waylaying the Rock with the steel chair. And there's that one point where Austin's beating Rock down. He's got the chair as Rock's starting to slowly come to his feet. Rock just gets him in a rock bottom all of a sudden. It's just crazy. And then with Vince coming down, you're like, what the hell is Vince coming down here for? What's he doing? Is he giving Austin the chair?
Yeah, him helping Austin. Oh,
yes.
Man.
And then the way JR called it with, Austin just beating the hell out of Rock in those final few moments. And then, they're sharing a beer together, and you're like,
son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! He's shaking hands with Satan himself!
Yes. With Mr. McMahon.
Go, Mike!
Oh man, JR. Oh,
he was the best. He was the best.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I love this match. I love Rock Austin too from WrestleMania 17. I was so happy to play it when it first was made available in 2K14 for 30 years of WrestleMania. It just had everything that made it such a special match. Great action. You had blood. It was for the WWF Championship. It was in Austin's home country of Texas. They were the 2 hottest faces, the 2 biggest names in the company going head to head. And what more could you ask for? They set attendance records, pay-per-view buy rate records for that WrestleMania. It was awesome. It's one of my. I love that match. It was a successful journey home for Austin, a successful homecoming after having missed a lot of 2000. His first big WrestleMania back for the title. He turned heel. He aligned himself with Vince. And
Yeah, that was a big thing right there.
That was shocking. It was shocking.
Was.
But he did whatever he had to do to win the WWE Championship. And he kept saying it. Stone Cold Steve Austin needs to be the World Wrestling Federation champion, and he sold his soul to the devil.
He did.
And the heel turn may have not been what a lot of people – it may have not been the best. And Austin's even said that if he could go back, he'd shake Vince's hand and kick him in the guts and stun his ass and leave.
Yeah,
but
turn heel.
Still that moment of Austin and Vince shaking hands, drinking a beer in the ring. Shocking. I couldn't believe it.
It was just like, what the hell? Like, hold on.
It did hurt business. After that, business was never because people did not want to see. Like, for them, that was like, okay, this is just too much. After everything that they've been through now, I just think it just slapped a lot of fans in the face. And Austin's right. He should have just stunned Vince. If anything, The Rock should have been the one. Rock could have turned heel, and I don't think business would have suffered. But you turned Austin heel, and business took a nosedive in 2001. That's the correlation. It's just amazing how much that affected, and they've never recovered since.
No, they haven't.
Really. But still, awesome match. It was the main event of WrestleMania.
Classic.
Yes. All right. So now Daniel,
and
number 3.
Yeah, that's why it's also my number 3. The Rock versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17. I mean, I love all their matches. I just rewatched their classic at WrestleMania 15. To me, I'd rank them 19, 15, and then 17. That's how I rank them in order of their matches. 15 was really, really good, too. I love that match just as much. Saved that show from being one of the worst of all time. But, Robbie, you said it best. I mean, this was The Rock at his peak. This was Austin, coming back, and he was one of the two of the biggest names of all time. You pit them together for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania. This is what WrestleMania is all about, and in front of, 65+ thousand fans at the Houston Astrodome. Hot crowd.
60,000 plus, yeah.
It was incredible. Great commentary from JR and Paul Heyman. The only thing I did not like about this match was the ending, and I just explained why I didn't like that. But minus the ending, the finish, and the shaking of the hands, everything else was perfect in this match. Their best match to date, I'd have to say.
And don't forget the build. Don't forget the build to this match. You had
it was great.
Austin win the Rumble. Rock won the title from Kurt Angle. Then, and this was weird, Vince put Deborah as Rock's manager. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
I think I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah, Deborah was the Rock's manager. That was so weird. And then, Austin stunned Rock twice. Rock wasn't having it. Rock stunned Austin, which was never seen before. And then, they had this one great collision on the Go Home show on SmackDown where they were, Austin toasted Rock. They knocked each other's beers sideways, and then they just fought each other. It was great. That was what made Rock Austin such a special rivalry, one of the best rivalries in wrestling history. And that's what really drove this main event and made it how special it was.
Personally, it was all about that championship and who's going to be the man.
Yeah, that chemistry.
Yep, just incredible. Yep. Wow.
All right. And Gene, what do you have as number 3?
I believe you guys have talked about this match earlier. I forgot who mentioned it at this point. The end of an era. Undertaker versus Triple H, WrestleMania 28 inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk too much about it, but just Shawn as the referee adding a different dynamic to it after he himself tried to end the streak. And, it seemed like Shawn was going to try to call it down the middle and then him helping Triple H out. And, just the fact that it was a Hell in a Cell match, it just raised the expectations of the match even more. And they met those expectations. And just the fact that it was the end of an era, like two people from way back in the day, worked their ass off, paid their dues, and are definitely Hall of Famers one day in the WWE, just clashing, coming to an end for one final time. And just the finish, oh my God, how we thought Triple H won the Sweet Chin Music pedigree, and we thought it was over, and oh my goodness, but Undertaker was able to put Triple H to rest, and I believe that's when he became, 20-0?
Yeah.
Was it 19-0 or was it 20?
No, 20-0.
It was 20.
You're right, 20-0 because he was 21-0 when he beat Punk
And then
Yeah,
he
and
faced
then
Brock. Yeah, right. So yeah, that was definitely a great match and just a culmination of a great era as well.
Definitely.
Mike, tell me I didn't do it.
You did.
No.
I'm sorry,
What?
you did. I'm not. I
Again?
swear, I am not changing my answers. I swear. But yes, number 3 is for me. It's Triple H and Undertaker at WrestleMania 28 at Hell in a Cell. And this is actually one of my favorite matches of all time to watch, honestly. I remember a couple years ago, Dan, when you gave me that WrestleMania 28 CDA, you said you highly suggested that match, and I watched, and the whole time I'm just like, what?
Ooh.
What? It's just like, it was just an unreal match. And of course, like I said before, in the Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels part, that was another coincidence too, where Shawn Michaels was like in a situation where, okay, do I help my best friend? Do I call this right down the middle? And all those near falls, it was just unreal, just the whole thing. Yeah. And even of course too, Triple H mentioning as well in this feud how like I have done everything there is except break the streak. And the match they even had WrestleMania 27, yeah, that wasn't too bad either. But this match by far means took the cake.
Yeah. Definitely. All right.
Crazy. I can't believe I did that again.
Well, Gene, Mike.
Yes.
My number 3 is. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yep.
You may not believe this, but my number 3 is Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho from WrestleMania 19.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I only said it that way because I wanted you guys to think I had Triple H and Taker from Hell in a Cell.
I was thinking that. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on.
No, my number 3, Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho for WrestleMania 19. A fantastic wrestling match. And Gene, you were alluding to it. They were very similar in styles, coming up in the wrestling game. And, it was pretty much the teacher versus a student, with Shawn Michaels making his first WrestleMania appearance since 1998 against Chris Jericho, who was doing some great stuff as a heel. I think you could say he was in the prime of his career. It's just a fantastic match. I love how they were emulating one another. Jericho did the super kick. Shawn hit his super kick. They hit moonsaults on each other. It was a great match. I loved it. It was one of the main reasons why I ordered WrestleMania 19. So I could see Shawn Michaels wrestle Chris Jericho, and what's got to be undoubtedly Jericho's best match, one of Shawn's best matches from his second run in the WWE. A fantastic WrestleMania match. We were talking about how it was about respect, and Jericho, after he won, he's all crying and he's hugging Shawn and they're celebrating, and then Shawn gets nuts.
Great, perfect. Oh my goodness, perfect.
That's what made Jericho a great heel. But that's still a fantastic match. I loved it. Shawn Michaels proved he could still go. And I remember, this has been edited out ever since it happened. But if you guys remember when Shawn Michaels was walking to the ring, Chris Jericho was just looking at him and he flipped him off.
Yeah, he did. He definitely flipped him off.
And it's been censored ever since. Like,
yeah, they changed that so you can't see that no more.
Yeah. I just remember Jericho's looking at him like, and then he just flips him off while he's
screw you.
Yeah. That was great. That was great stuff. I loved it. Yeah. Fantastic match. 2 of my all-time favorites in an incredible WrestleMania match. Definitely in my top 5. And this, Shawn Michaels proved in this match he could still go. And I mean, he had how many more matches after that? 20, 21, 22. He had a bunch of WrestleMania matches after that. So that's just a testament to Shawn Michaels' greatness.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Daniel, number 2. We've made it this far. Wow.
Yes, we have. It's been a really, really good countdown so far, but these 2 right here are 2 of my all-time favorites. So let's get to number 2. For me personally, it's really tough. If this wasn't number 2, this would be number 1. It was really tough for me deciding, but I went with this. At WrestleMania 13, again, another match that saved this show. If this didn't have this match on it, and I think you guys know which match I'm going to talk about, WrestleMania 13 would have probably been considered the all-time worst WrestleMania. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I just recently rewatched this match. Wow, what a hard-hitting affair. What a great match that Stone Cold and Bret Hart had. I mean, the Austin 316 promo helped put Stone Cold on the map, but this really solidified him. And from here, it was off to the races because in this match, it was one of the best double turns that I've seen. Bret flipping to the heel side and then Austin going babyface. I mean, the crowd just got more and more into Austin. And don't forget, we also had Ken Shamrock in this match. He was the special guest referee, so it was great to see him. I believe that was his debut in the WWF, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I think he appeared prior to that.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, this was when he was getting ready to start making his wrestling debut in the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this was also a submission match. So, and when Austin, you guys will never forget this imagery, with Austin, being forced to submit. Well, he didn't submit, he passed out, and with the blood just running down his face, that image of Austin, just reinforced. He's a tough son of a bitch, and he ain't gonna tap out. He'd rather pass out, and that's what ended up happening. And man, this match is just so freaking awesome. My words can't even do it justice. If you have not watched this match, again, if you're a younger fan, go watch this match immediately. This is wrestling at its finest. The selling, which I wish we'd get more sell. We got more selling like this. I mean, this just made it feel that much more realistic. The pace was beautiful. I mean, Bret, who threw the best working punches, in my opinion. Austin threw really stiff punches as well. So these two went in there and they just gave it their all. I loved it. I loved this match.
Definitely. That is one of the best. That is still probably the best double turn in professional wrestling history. I mean, Bret and Austin and everything that was going into that match, which, little heads up, that's probably also going to be on my top WrestleMania moments match, that double turn, because, I mean, that's so iconic. And, and I only wish that they would have let Kevin Owens pass out to the STF instead of tapping out to John Cena 2 years ago.
I agree.
I was so pissed off. I flipped my shit when Owens tapped out. I was like, that pissed me off, and I was about to be like, that's why they hate Cena. I was so, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about matches. Damn it.
One more thing to add about that is the double turn. It kind of led to the demise of Bret Hart's career, to be honest, in the WWF, because I was watching a documentary. He didn't want to turn heel. He really was the hero at the time, and then him turning heel just led to so many problems, and eventually led up to the Montreal Screwjob. So that was really an iconic moment, in that match that happened.
Right.
Which documentary did you watch? Wrestling with Shadows?
Yeah, I think it was Wrestling with Shadows, the Bret Hart one.
Yeah. Bret, hey, to his credit, Bret was a great heel. And didn't you guys find it amazing that he was being booed in
America, then he went to Canada, he was the hero, they loved him.
That was so unique.
That was so unique, and you're never gonna see anything like that again.
You're never gonna see it.
So even if he didn't want to turn heel, I gotta give Bret a ton of kudos for playing a great heel and getting the international fans to love and respect him the way they did.
And then have the Americans just hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, yes.
All right. And what do you have, Mike, as your number 2?
All right.
Did you get me? Hold on.
Or should we do me first since I've been repeating a few times?
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
Wait.
All right.
Wait, it was supposed to be Gene next, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought Gene. I'm losing it. Sorry.
Well, if he wants to go, that's cool. I don't mind.
Okay, no problem. If you want to go next, Mike, and then Gene after you, I'll go last.
Okay. Let's see if the streak continues, Gene. But
okay, I doubt it.
My number 2 was Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker WrestleMania 25. Whoa. I know. At first, I kept thinking, oh no, WrestleMania 26's match has got to be better. With just the stipulation, the storyline, it's got to be there. But I actually did watch this match actually just a couple weeks ago just to see let's see, because I've seen it, but I haven't really seen an in-depth look at it. And I saw it, and like the guy said earlier, the mind games and everything that Shawn Michaels played, all the near falls, and just how much they brought out the best in each other. And then, of course, that one little mistake that Michaels claimed was that moonsault at the end, got him into the tombstone, was the only mistake that he made. But it was just an unreal match. I mean, like, I felt I was on my feet probably a little bit more probably than the WrestleMania 26 match. So I'm giving that as my number 2.
Great choice.
Yes. All right, Gene. Dude,
okay.
Your number 2 match, Mike's number 2.
Is the streak continuing or is the streak over?
My number 2 match is Shawn Michaels versus John Cena at WrestleMania 23. The streak has ended.
In Michael Cole's voice, the streak is over.
That was what an awful call. You know.
Yes,
it was a call that led to one of his best calls. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So John Cena versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23. Oh my God, did these guys hate each other going into this match? And they were tag team champions too, weren't they? I swear they were both tag team champions at the time. Just going into this match, this was a hell of a match. Definitely one that helped define John Cena's career. Going in there with one of the best to ever perform at WrestleMania, Mr. WrestleMania himself. Just an incredible match. They tore it down in, what was it, Ford Field, I think they were at?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 23, one of my favorite WrestleManias, and just 30 minutes of just brutal competition. These two were just going at it. And I remember John Cena came out on top in this match. In the night after, Shawn came out and was like, you know, I'm so tired of coming out here after I lose a match and saying that you were the better man when I obviously was the better man. So even though he lost the match, he still felt he was the better man than John Cena. So these two just had a hatred for each other, and they were the damn tag team champions. It was just an incredible dynamic. They tore the freaking house down. I watched that match so many times, and it just gets better and better every time I watch it.
And then same night on Raw, Shawn eliminated John Cena. It was a tag team championship battle royal, if you remember, and they lost the tag team championships, and the Hardy Boys won them.
Yeah, that's right. That's how they had to drop the titles, right? Okay.
And then it led to their 60-minute marathon match in the UK, which is fantastic.
Ooh, another great match. These two had incredible chemistry.
Definitely. All right. So my number 2 is from WrestleMania 8. This is an awesome wrestling match between two of the all-time greats. It was for the WWF Championship. It was Ric Flair defending against the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, I love this match, guys. Great match.
Ooh,
awesome match. This was great stuff between Flair and Savage. You know, I don't think a lot of people I think Flair and Savage's feud is a little underrated because they had, you know, a great feud in the WWF, and then they brought it over to WCW where they had a few really good matches for the WCW Heavyweight Championship. But this match at WrestleMania 8, awesome match. You know, you had Flair making the allegations that Miss Elizabeth was with him first and not, you know, Randy Savage, and that just made it personal for Savage. There was those pictures printed in WWF. So, Macho Man had a lot on the line, and it was just great, you know, just like I said, an awesome match, fantastic wrestling match between these two. You know, Bobby Heenan on commentary is pure gold. Man. He's talking about how, you know, he's just calling great stuff, like he's screaming, "Show me the pictures, Rick. Show me the pictures."
I love Bobby. I love the brain.
I remember that. Oh my gosh.
Mr. Perfect got involved. It was great. And you had Macho Man Randy Savage win his second WWF championship on the grandest stage. You know, yes, it was supposed to be Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan. That was originally supposed to be the main event. But hey, we got a hell of a main. Well, it wasn't the main event, but we got a hell of
that main event there sucked. Sid and Hogan, that was bad.
Oh man, they should have never did that. Oh my goodness.
Other than you had two of the all-time greats in there. Fantastic commentary from Bobby Heenan, of course. Great commentary from Gorilla Monsoon. Miss Elizabeth played a key role in this match. Mr. Perfect was on the outside. Yeah, it was great. You know, I love that match. And I really got an appreciation for it after I bought the Macho Man Ultimate Collection DVD that had it on there. And I just watched it again and again and again. And I was like, man, that is an awesome wrestling match. And it just goes to show, it doesn't have to be a gimmick match to be a great technical wrestling match like this. So, yep, definitely.
That's really a good pick.
ladies and gentlemen, if this was the Royal Rumble, this number, we'd either be at a disadvantage or we'd be the winner, if you know what I'm saying. So, Daniel,
Here we go.
number 1, what is your all-time favorite WrestleMania match? I can't wait to hear this.
Well, we've talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it again because I can't stop talking about it. To me, it's not only my favorite WrestleMania match, it's my favorite wrestling match of all time, and I was so glad that I ordered this pay-per-view, despite being a mediocre WrestleMania overall. WrestleMania 25 was the first show that I ever ordered, first pay-per-view I ever ordered, because I started watching in 2008. And the match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, I can go watch again and again and again, like you said, again, and I still enjoy it. I enjoy the work that these two put in, the feud that these two had, the match. They had a near perfect match, the best match that I've ever seen any two competitors have. I mean, throughout their careers, they've had amazing matches against each other. The Hell in a Cell match. I mean, that was, to me, the best Hell in a Cell match. And to now, in my opinion, have the greatest match in WrestleMania history and of all time is a testament. I mean, these guys were in the twilight of their careers, and they were still able to go out there and go all out just from the near falls and the counters. And I don't think you guys mentioned this when Taker did his infamous over-the-top rope dive, and I nearly thought, that's it. Undertaker broke his neck.
God. He
dead. I thought he died in that match. I'm like, holy shit, he broke his neck. There's no way. Luckily, he didn't, but wow. That was scary.
That was scary, yeah.
Oh, man.
So lucky he didn't break his neck.
He could have. I mean, it was so close. And I'm glad he does not do that anymore because he would have broken his neck. But he did actually again after that on Triple H. Yeah, he did. Oof, man. But to me, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25, crowd was so into it. Great commentary. Everything about this match was perfect. And that is why it is my number 1 match in WrestleMania history.
Awesome. If I can just do one thing real quick, and this is just a real quick comment. I like how you had Michael Cole and King from Raw and JR from SmackDown calling all the matches at WrestleMania that year. I like that. That was great. They did a very good job. Yes, definitely. All right. Mean Gene, your number 1 pick. What or should I let Mike go first?
Doesn't matter to me. The streak's over.
All right. Gene, your number 1 pick.
Okay. All right. You guys are gonna look at me crazy. I know you are. But my favorite WrestleMania match all time is Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Okay, I'm kidding.
No!
Wait. I'm kidding. It's Shawn versus Taker at 25. Okay, God. You guys are about to end this right now. You guys are about to end it and just be like, you know what? We can't talk to him no more. You guys are about to be deleted
on that one.
When Daniel said, "Can you guys take a guess what my next match is?" when he's talking about Bret and Owen, I was gonna say this one final time just to get it out of the way. He said it was like the best opener. It was gonna be like Donald J. Trump versus Hillary Clinton.
No, wait a minute. Are you talking about me, the president? I love Vince. I love Linda. I love everybody. I'm the greatest performer in WrestleMania history. Bobby! Go, Bobby!
Lashley.
I love you, Bobby. Good job, Bobby. You did it.
But yeah, of course, it's Shawn versus Taker.
Daniel does Trump spot on. I love it.
Yes, he does. He has a great impersonation.
Remember, Daniel, when I was like, AJ Styles versus Donald J. Trump? Oh my God!
So much. He's gonna be a great guy. I love AJ. He's from Georgia. He's got that accent going. Great guy.
We're gonna make AJ phenomenal again.
Anything else you'd like to add about Shawn and Taker from 25?
Of course, it's an incredible match, and Daniel just eloquently put, as he always does, as all of you guys always put, more than I could possibly do about these great matches. But I want to tell a little story. So I have a friend named Trayvon. Shout out to Trayvon. He's a huge Undertaker fan, and we were. I think I was at my friend Sam's house, and him and his brother were at their house. He's a huge Undertaker fan, so we were watching this pay-per-view, thinking, okay, we're about to see a great match, and of course, it exceeded our expectations. But the fact of how many times Taker almost lost this match My friend Trayvon almost had a damn heart attack.
Oh,
He's the biggest Undertaker fan you will ever find. Like literally has T-shirts, pendants, everything. And I swear this man almost died because he thought Taker was going to lose. The match had everybody on the edge of their damn seat. And, of course, Shawn made that one mistake and winded up losing this match. But, man, just pure wrestling, just pure – this is an instant classic, if anything is an instant classic, and one of my favorite matches in WrestleMania history, if not all time. And it was just an incredible match. We've talked about this match for, majority of this whole thing that we've been doing, but man, words can't put into like how great they worked this match, how great the story was, how great the crowd reacted to it, commentary, everything about this. Daniel said it. They wrestled a damn near perfect match, and I definitely have to agree with him there. It was a damn near perfect match, and it's my favorite WrestleMania match of all time.
Definitely another great selection. Mike, what's your number one?
All right, so my number one, I had to go with this one. This is probably one of my personal favorite bests. It was from WrestleMania 30. I had to do this because for months I had been wanting to see it happening, and it finally happened, but it had to be the main event, the triple threat, Randy Orton, Batista, Daniel Bryan. Couldn't tell the story any better that whole night, and even leading up to it. At first, the main event's going to be Orton and Batista, even the story. They're pushing on like these are two that deserve the main event, and Daniel's like, no, we have a voice. We know what we want. And then earlier in the night, as we said earlier in this video, he beat Triple H, got past him, but Triple H tried taking his arm out again, he was all damaged up. He even went down to the ring, still all taped up. And during that match, they threw everything at him. Batista and Orton were trying to get rid of him. Triple H came out with Scott Armstrong. That referee had screwed Bryan out of the title months earlier. Bryan took him out. Triple H even got the sledgehammer. He takes him out. And then, of course, Orton and Batista RKOing and Batista bombing through the table. We thought that was it there. And I love the way they ended this match. Not just the flying knee and the pin on Randy Orton, which Bryan had pinned Orton several times this past year, but to get Batista to tap out to the yes lock. I don't think there was any better way to end that match, but I just went nuts as soon as Bryan won the title. I've been waiting for that for months, and it happened. Just everything they threw at him that night, he overcame it all. That has to be my number one, and probably one of my favorite matches of all time.
I appreciate that at number one. I appreciate that because that did try to throw everything at Daniel Bryan to prevent him from winning that title. And he just fought through everything, even leading up to it. And just, we have a voice, and they occupied Raw, and everything he did was getting the fans on his side. They led a revolution, and it winded up with him winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Universe of the WWE, People Power, all that, whatever title they called it.
It was the ballad. It was the ballad of Daniel Bryan. It was like WrestleMania. It was like 20 years before when Bret Hart had his opening match. Didn't go his way, but in the end, he still had the main event for the championship. He beat Yokozuna, and he was triumphant. And the locker room came out, and they showered him with love and everything. 20 years later, Daniel Bryan knocks off Triple H. He gets annihilated after the match. We're unsure if he's going to even be in the triple threat. He perseveres, and he becomes the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, couldn't ask for a better ending to that story.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, and we've made it to my number one. My number one favorite WrestleMania match of all time. This is just an incredible match that has incredible storytelling, incredible emotion, and it's my number one. Ultimate Warrior versus Macho King Randy Savage from WrestleMania 7.
Very good match.
The retirement match. Yes.
Wow, okay.
Incredible match, incredible storytelling. In my opinion, it is the best match of Warrior's career. It was just awesome match. They had a great rivalry going into this pay-per-view. Savage cost Ultimate Warrior the championship at the Royal Rumble that year. So his Warrior wanted revenge, and then the stipulation of a retirement match was added, and it was crazy because it's Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior. Undoubtedly, they're two of the biggest names in the WWF at that time. One of them has to go, though.
Yeah.
Like, who is gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? And just the storytelling, and all the action and the drama and the fact that Randy Savage hit 5 elbow drops from the top rope onto the Ultimate Warrior.
Oof.
And just lost Mike.
Yes.
I don't know why.
I don't know where he went.
Yeah. Hope he comes back before the end of this video. But anyway, the fact that Savage hit 5 elbow drops on the Warrior and the Warrior still managed to, you know, kick out, whatever. And, you know, this moment where Warrior's knocking down Savage, he's got the upper hand, and he's like, he doesn't want to cover Savage at one point because he realizes that if he does, he's going to end Savage's career. It was just such great storytelling and emotion, and Macho Man capitalized on it. He tried to roll him up. It was just great stuff.
Oh, and yeah, that's I'm glad you brought that match up, because I go back and watch, you know, all these WrestleManias, and that match really stands out to me. Like you said, the best match in all of Ultimate Warrior's career, and that reuniting of Savage and Elizabeth.
Yes.
Wow.
Definitely.
The ending with Macho Man taking 3 shoulder tackles from the Ultimate Warrior that kept knocking him out of the ring, and then, you know, Warrior throwing Savage's prone body into the ring and covering him with his foot, and, you know, referee counting 3, and that's it. And then Sister, you know, Queen Sherry getting in there and beating up on Macho King, and then Randy and then, you know, Miss Elizabeth coming in and fending off Sister Sherry, and that emotional reunion of Liz and Macho Man was beautiful. It was great. It had so much great dynamic in that match. Oh, and how can I forget, you know, Bobby Heenan on commentary before the match begins. He tells the cameraman to go over to like the side of the ring, and there's Elizabeth.
Yep.
And like, is that the lovely Elizabeth? It is. And then in true classic Bobby Heenan fashion, he goes, "Oh, how low will a woman go?"
I love Bobby Heenan.
This match.
I love it.
It was great.
He was one of
I
the
love
best.
that match. It has fantastic storytelling, fantastic emotion, drama, everything. It was incredible. And like I said, it was the best match of Warrior's career. It led to the emotional reunion of Savage and Elizabeth. And it's a match. It's my favorite WrestleMania match of all time. It was originally my number 1 was going to be Shawn and Taker. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? As much as I love that match, and it's an incredible match, I just love Warrior and Savage a little more, just because it keeps you on the edge of your seat, you know. And it's like I said, you're losing one of these big names. It's either Savage or it's Warrior. You know, I don't think they ever did a retirement match before, and there was so much on the line. So that's why it's my number 1 match. It's a match I can always go back and watch. Warrior, Savage, just incredible.
I appreciate that match as well. Very underrated. Not really talked about as much, you know, for the time where, you know, wrestling was just like kind of, you know, at a height, and then, you know, you have that type of match with those 2 type of wrestlers. It was just incredible.
Yeah. And I also got to bring this up because this was just priceless. When they were carrying Macho King and Queen Sherry to the ring, Bobby Heenan was just drooling over Queen Sherry. I love it.
Bobby Heenan was great, man.
Queen Sherry, she was beautiful, and she was revolutionary. You know, she's one of those revolutionaries in professional wrestling, and it's a shame she died as quickly as she did. But still, like, what she did in this match was great. The fact that she attacked Warrior multiple times and just everything in this match was awesome. So that is it. That is my number 1 favorite WrestleMania match. Guys, do you have any honorable mentions you'd like to include before we call it a day?
Definitely that women's triple threat from what was it? Last year.
I said that.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier. I definitely wanted to put that one on there.
Yeah.
That was a great match.
Definitely.
Yes. I'll throw in Roddy Piper versus Bret Hart for the IC title at WrestleMania 8.
Ooh. That was another good one.
Oh, Roddy Piper versus Goldust in the Hollywood Backlot Brawl.
The match that used footage from the O.J. Simpson chase.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh my God.
I mean, pretty much every match that you guys mentioned on your list that I did not have on mine, I definitely would put in the top 10. It was like so hard to come up with these lists and everything.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of great matches. Just
a lot.
Definitely. Well, with that said, guys, we want to thank you all for watching and listening.
Thank
This
you.
concludes
Yes,
part
thank
one
you.
of our Mania Memories video. Our top 10 favorite WrestleMania matches. Like I said, this series will continue next week on Daniel's channel. Daniel, why don't you tell the folks at home what we've got in store for next week?
Next week, we'll work on that time. I'll talk to the guys after that. We'll plan the details. So once we get the time down, we'll let you know. But next week on my channel, we will be hosting. We will be doing our top WrestleMania moments. Now, this one should be really interesting. Moments can be anything from the finish to a match to just maybe a really good segment. We've had a ton of those at WrestleMania. To maybe even attending a WrestleMania. I'll just wink, throw that in there. But I'm really looking forward to that one because out of all of them, we're going to get a lot of different answers on that one. So
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Can't wait. I really can't wait. Next Wednesday, tentatively.
Hopefully next Wednesday. Yes, we got to look at our schedules.
Yes.
And if Gene and Mike have the same picks at the same numbers, we need to start a drinking game out of that.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
That was great.
Oh, yes,
And
it
real
was.
quick, you know what, guys? I want to say something real quick. As a proud member of the YWC, with these guys as my good friends, my brother and my horsemen, we do appreciate all the feedback we get from you, and we do listen to you guys. We listen to the audience. So with that said, I just want to say.
So we're listening to the audience today, just today. Is that right? We're listening to what they want. Where are my WWE ice cream bars?
Right.
And it was either Daniel or Mike who mentioned that. Then I looked it up and I found it.
Oh
my God.
We're a voice of change, guys. So where in the hell are my? Oh yeah, the New Day's bringing them back.
We finally
you
got
go.
them.
They
Yeah, so what? Those ice cream bars were really good back in the day. Like I started looking up all these videos of the wrestlers promoting them. They were good back in the day. So I wish WWE would bring them back.
Hopefully they do. Like the old school ones with like Stone Cold on them and everything. Oh,
Yeah.
those were delicious.
New Day are probably getting their ice cream pops, which I'm interested in checking out. Like they're probably gonna have different flavors.
I'm ordering some.
So we'll see how that works. But yeah, I even asked Daniel, would you like to see the ice cream bars come back? I even put in parentheses, where have my WWE ice cream bars gone?
Hell yeah, bring them back. That'd be awesome.
Definitely.
All right. Well, with that said, guys, thank you as always for watching and listening. And now I'm gonna give the guys a chance to promote their stuff as always. So whoever would like to go first, go right ahead.
I guess
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
go. Okay. It's like a free for all. Nobody wants to say anything. I love it. All right, I'll go first if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
You know where to check out my content. It's youtube.com/Daniel Giza 412 as we continue on to the road to WrestleMania. We got Raw, SmackDown, do some NXT reviews, the WrestleMania Moments series, maybe even do some WWE 2K17 videos. We'll see. There's a ton of great content coming to my channel, so make sure to click that like and subscribe button. And yeah, that's it.
Definitely. Thank you for being out here, Daniel. Excuse me.
Daniel.
But thank you, Daniel, for joining us. It's always a pleasure working with you. Gene, go ahead. Let the viewers know where they can find you.
All right, Robbie, thank you for having me on your channel. Mike, Daniel, of course, it's always great talking to you guys. You guys can find me over on YouTube at BSP Wrestling Show. I do pretty much the same thing Daniel does, just not as well as he does it. And same thing Robbie and Mike does, just not as well if they do it as well. I do Raw, SmackDown reviews. I'm going to try to do some gameplay here. Probably try to do some live streaming as well. I just got some better internet. So you guys can check me out over there. And yeah, thank you for having me on your channel.
Definitely a pleasure to have you on here as well, Gene. And lastly, Mike, go ahead. Let the viewers know where they can find you.
Sure thing. My channel is the Club of the Man 1993. I just do a bunch of wrestling stuff, video game stuff, whatever you want. Right now, my biggest project has been basically doing my Road to WrestleMania series. I do each week, talk about the latest in the Road to WrestleMania, check out my recently finalized predicted match cards as well, and the other special wrestling videos I do here and there. So once again, check me out at the Club of the Man 1993.
Awesome. And of course, you guys can find me here, Robbie Kenobi. You can also find me on Twitter the same way that is spelled here on my YouTube channel. We appreciate all the support, all your feedback. Thanks, guys, as always, for watching and listening. Thank you, Gene, Mike, and Daniel, my 4 horsemen brethren, as always, for joining me. And until next time, guys, we'll see you all later. Everybody have a good Wrestling Wednesday. And next Wednesday on Netflix, Lucha Underground is coming. Both seasons 1 and 2. So if you guys want to join, if you want to start catching up on that show, Netflix is the place to be next Wednesday to watch Lucha Underground.
Ooh, I might have to check that out.
Definitely. All right. So with that said, guys, we're going to sign off for today. If you're watching NXT, enjoy. Thank you for watching and listening, and have a good evening. And the road to WrestleMania continues.